Today I'm flying my first ever long-haul flight via Singapore Airlines. From the Philippines, I got here via Singapore Airlines as well, and that was a treat. So now I'm pretty excited to fly my first 13-hour flight with them as well. I had my first out-of-the-country trip bound for Singapore last year, and it was also via Singapore Airlines, and I loved that flight, so I'm pretty confident about this long-haul flight just because the service was top-notch. Our plane was an A380 Airbus, and this is what it looks like when you get in. I got the window seat because initially I thought that was the best seat, but later on I'll tell you why it's not. Every passenger is provided a blanket, a pillow, and headrest is also adjustable so you don't get a stiff neck if ever you're sleeping, so that's a plus. This is what the in-flight entertainment looks like. You have a USB plug. There are buttons on the side if you want to request for assistance, if you want the light to be turned on. This is kind of like a bottle holder or a cup holder. This is the table, and it's pretty spacious for an economy flight. And there's also a plug towards the bottom of the seat if you want faster charging. For in-flight entertainment, you have movies, you have TV shows, you have music, and all of the things that you might need in a 13-hour flight. On the console, you can also see your flight preview, and this gets updated real time so you can see where you're flying to. As mentioned, they provide free earphones as well, and for kids, they have a different type of headphone that you can request from the stewards and stewardess. For a 2-hour flight, you get provided 2 sets of meals, and it's a complete meal with appetizers, with desserts, breads, and so on. You can also request for snacks, and drinks are free all throughout the flight. And yes, that's wine, by the way. Also, just want to say the bathroom is amazing. It pretty much has everything you need, and it was clean every time I went there. Everything on these tiny drawers are potentially things that you may need in the long-haul flight. So you have napkins or menstrual pads, you have razors, you have comb, you have puke bags, you have lotion if your hands ever get dry, and of course lastly, toothbrush. This is super important if you're on a long haul flight and you're eating meals in between, but just take enough for yourself, or take one every time you have to use it, and don't take everything. The water is also temperature controlled if you want it super hot, if you want it super cold, depending on the country that you're flying to, but since we're flying to London, it can get pretty cold, so you want it to be a little warm. Also, just a tip, if you're picking your seat on the flight, take the aisle seat, just because if it's a long flight, I would love to stand every time, but I was on the window seat, so that was pretty limited. I also went to the bathroom so many times, so that was such a hassle. But Singapore Airlines for a long haul flight, 10/10 would recommend. Bye!